Please ID yourself and your media outlet. Thank you very much. But we'll start with Marko. Grab a mic.
Thank you. Yeah, today is a special day for us. We announced our roster, and yeah, we are excited to go to the Olympic Games. We are going there after 16 years on the men's side, but also we are very excited that we are going to be together with our women team. After almost two decades, we'll have both teams representing our country at the Olympic Games.
Emma.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. How are we? Oh, good. I just want to say thank you for coming. I know it means everything to us as teams representing this country. The players come into camp today. They're coming in. Maybe they didn't have the travel Walker had, but I hope they don't. But they'll be in, and we have a nice build playing Mexico, Costa Rica coming up, and we're all very excited to head to France.
All right, this is the first time we've ever done a combined women's and men's Olympic team press conference, so that's pretty cool. Of course, Marko just mentioned why we haven't done it in the past 16 years, but we're doing it today. So questions from the audience. Let's start out right here on the front.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Donald Wine, Stars and Stripes FC. This is for both of the coaches. We've talked about the alternates and how they can be utilized in these Olympics. We've now heard over the last 24 hours that there might be a change to that. Can you give us an update on how alternates are going to be used in this Olympics, at least from your perspective, and how that might have changed in the last day?
Because it's your birthday, I'll take it for the team. I mean, first of all, I view the fact that there's 22 players going to the Olympics and that we are to prepare every player to be able to perform if required. And the reality with alternates is that if there is a temporary injury to a player on the roster within the 18, that as long as we give 6 hours notice, we're able to make a temporary change, and we can then change that for a following game. So from my perspective, nothing changes. Maybe gives us a little bit more flexibility, but there's 22 players.
Let's go to the back.
Hi, Veronica with Telemundo. This is for the players. What is the first thing that comes through your mind when you think Olympics?
Let's go Walker first.
Well, I don't have the Olympic pedigree that Lindsey does over there. So for me, first time going to the Olympics. Obviously, as an overage player on the men's side, my cycle, we didn't qualify. And that's when I thought, my dream is over. I won't have the chance to play in the Olympics. And then as things materialize later this year, just getting this opportunity is amazing. It's something I've always watched growing up, something I've always wanted to participate in. And again, I thought that was over. And so I'm just excited and can't wait to get going in France.
Well, first off, hi, everyone. Kind of what Walker just said. I think, one, it's like a World Cup. You get to go represent your nation, your country, but it's so much more. We're sat alongside the men's national team coach and player over here, and we get to represent them as well. We're representing Team USA, and that's what the Olympics is all about. I think that is such a cool and special opportunity for all of us players. Like, we're representing just a little bit more, and we get to cheer on, them and the rest of our country and the rest of Team USA.
Let's go with Steph right up front here.
Steph Young from The Athletic. Emma, the last time, you had players in camp, you talked about how it was quite compressed. Everyone was trying to learn basically as quickly as possible. Just cram in a lot of information. I'm just wondering, with time to digest, what's the vibe right now in terms of the learnings and getting everybody on board and together?
Well, first of all, we come together this evening, so it will be to recap last camp, just to bring everybody back onto the national team page. And then it's just building off that with just some varieties in syllabus to deliver some of the tactical objectives. over a 4-day period, and then put that into place come Mexico and take it one game at a time. But we have prepared everything in the background for both the short and the medium term, and just looking forward to building on that. Now the roster's set, and we still have the opportunity with 3 or 4 other training players as well to start observing and looking towards our future too.
Happy birthday, Marko. Brian Sharetta, Soccer America. Marko, I'm wondering if you can talk about the concept of getting players released for this tournament and some of the frustrations and some of the challenges and maybe having to change the puzzle many times in your head as you were getting no's or yeses. Could you talk about that process for you, how it was and how difficult it was to put together this team? And did you face a lot of rejections for players?
I mean, we all know that it was actually a really difficult process in the last 8 to 10 months. First talking to the clubs and trying to get all the players released. It was, on one side, it was a great experience for me to learn how that works. Yes, there was challenges, but however, we'd end up with a roster that we really believe that can represent us on the best possible way. And I feel very, very good about team that is going to the Paris.
Mr. Blum, go ahead. Wait for the mic.
Hi, it's Ron Blum from AP. This is for Emma. Given all the issues of gender equity in the U.S. soccer community, if the senior team were to bring in a high-priced coach like Klopp, making $5 or $10 million, would you feel a need to they give you a raise to that level?
Well, thanks for the question. I think as far as I'm concerned, my focus today is on preparing our team for our training camp this week. I have to think about that, and I have to think about performing first and foremost, myself with this team, this Olympics. I think with regards to matters relating to the men's team and gender equity, they're not questions for now or for me, knowing that my absolute focus is on the preparation this week.
JT.
Thanks, Aaron. Jonathan Tannenwald of the Philadelphia Inquirer, one for each of the coaches. Marko first. This will shock you that I'll ask a question about a player from my neck of the woods, but Paxton Aronson, what do you see in him and what do you expect his role to be? And Emma, Sam Coffey, all the work that she's put in over the last couple of years, narrowly missing the World Cup, now making the Olympics. What have you seen from her so far, and what do you hope to see from her at the Olympics? Thanks.
So Pax Pax can play multi-positions for us. He's been great all those camps with us. He's a player that is very committed to play with a 16 field players roster. It's important that you have players that can play multi-positions, and Pax filled almost all 5 spots in a front line. He can play as an attacking midfielder, wide forward, as a forward. And we are actually happy to have Pax with us, and we have high expectations from every player that is going there, and every player will be on the field, every player will play, and Pax is one of them. So we have high expectations towards every player, and at the same time for Pax as well.
I think when I took over the team, it was the one area I identified that we needed to accelerate opportunities for, and Sam Coffey was a player I admired watching her play for Portland, and absolutely wanted to bring her into the group. And they don't make players like Sam much anymore. And in terms of, there's a combination of some very old school attributes in the way that she plays, but also a simplicity to her game that allows people like this wonderful player to flourish. So, she's someone who's growing in a national team shirt. And as I've mentioned many times, there are many players that, have less than 30 caps. So for us in the last 12 months, it's been trying to give more and more cap opportunity. And for someone like Sam Coffey to only have about 17 caps is really, shows you what quality she's got, because in those games, I think she's demonstrated that she absolutely deserves to be at this level.
Way in the back, and we'll take care of everybody else.
Thank you. Sean, Soccer Magazine. Mark, for yourself. The men's team haven't been to the Olympics in quite some time. What would you say was a differentiation point or points that were able to get you through this time?
Yeah, I think that the group that was established by Coach Mike Ivaras and under 20s qualifiers 2 years ago actually was a great group, and the group that the won CONCACAF, and by that they earn our spot at the Olympics. We're always appreciative for that group, coaching staff, and that team that allowed us to be at the Olympics after 16 years. And yeah, some of the guys that played that under 20 CONCACAF are with us at the Olympics as well.
Up front here, Luis.
Hi, Tess Ferguson from Newsday. My question's for Coach Hayes. Per usual, you've got some veteran star power on this year's roster, especially from Crystal Dunn. What are you most looking forward to seeing from her this Olympic Games?
I mean, quite rightly, you mentioned Crystal has a lot of experience at international level, and that will be invaluable. She's someone I've worked with before, so I know about her important qualities, both on and off the pitch. And you know, Crystal's someone, like every player, they want to feel valued. And no matter what she contributes to the team, I know it will be her absolute everything. She's demonstrated all the things you need to perform at a top level, time in, time out. And I don't think you'll see anything different from Crystal. And my job is to continue to find the best version of herself. And I've noticed since she's become a mum, how much she's matured as well off the pitch. Though we did have just a brief chat about children's tantrums and managing those things. I'll probably have to help manage that. We probably have to help each other side by side with that during the Olympics. But, you know, Crystal has been a very prominent player on this team and will continue to be so in the Olympics.
Go ahead.
Working? Okay. Jacob Schneider with Gold.com. Marko and Walker, questions for you guys. Marko, if you could talk to me about the inclusion of Benja Kramashki, obviously the youngest player on your roster, eligible for the 2028 Olympics as well. Why did you bring him in? And Walker, if you could talk to me just a little bit about Miles Robinson, some of the camps you guys have been in, maybe the partnership that we could see this summer, and how the chemistry you guys have had over the years is, you know, perhaps going to be a benefit to the men in Paris.
Yeah, talking about Benja, he is the youngest player in our group. As you mentioned, he's 2005, and 2005 are pillars for the next Olympics. Yeah, Benja has qualities that fit our team and needs. We also speak about high potential player that was part of our MNT roster, and like every other player that is on the roster, we are excited to have Benja with us. We know that he can fill out different roles, and we talk about player with a high competitive level, and yeah, that's something that we, like I said, for PAX, we have high expectations with every player, and we know that even that Benja is the youngest player on our team, he's ready to compete and to represent US at the Olympics.
Yeah, I'm super happy for Miles. You know, he's someone that we have a lot of experience playing together. Probably for both of us have the most caps alongside one another. And, you know, to see what he went through after World Cup qualifying and having that injury that he did, missing out on a World Cup, I'm so happy for him to be back and have the opportunity on the world stage to represent the United States. And I know he's, you know, absolutely ecstatic to be coming along with this group. It's such a fun, young group of guys I think he's going to fit right along with. It's been fun keeping in touch with him this summer as, you know, everything has kind of gone on for his club and country. And so I'm excited to be alongside of him. I think it'll be a really, really fun pairing and one that I have the utmost faith in.
Let's go, yeah, two in that row, and then I think we'll wind it up. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm another Tess. I'm from New York One.
Oh.
This is for Lindsey. Obviously, this team has a very storied history of excellence, and the outcome of the last World Cup wasn't what you wanted. As a leader, how do you rebuild team morale for a big stage like the Olympics, and does it help that you have new faces on this roster?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, this is a team that strives for excellence. We always want to be at the top of that podium at the end of the day. I think after the World Cup, we really regrouped, and we've been working extremely hard over this past year, and especially these last few months. And with Emma coming in and everything that she's done and contributed, I think it's a very exciting time. And I mean, you look at the young players coming in, the leaders on this team, just big mesh of what we have. I think what you're going to see and what's in store for us is incredible. We want a gold medal at the end of the day, and that's what we're striving to do.
Last one for the dais over here.
Pardeep Khatri, CBS Sports. This one's for Emma. Obviously, the short run up to the Olympics isn't ideal. How are you dealing with that? And right now, considering all of that, do you think the strengths and the weaknesses of this team heading into the Olympics?
To be honest, I think dealt with it really well. I had the camp opportunity at the back end of May, which was really helpful, and the staff off the pitch have been working together to create the program from now throughout the Olympics. So I feel we're very prepared to go into this tournament regardless of the short lead-in time, because, like Lindsey said, a lot of that work has been done over the last year, reflecting from the World Cup and then putting the roster together bit by bit over the course of the year. So much of that has been done. I think when it comes to strengths and weaknesses, I think as far as I'm concerned, I'm just merely looking at the processes we need to maintain so that the team can perform at its best level all of the time. But we also know that you have to build towards that. So getting everybody in camp, getting everybody together, getting everybody playing together, for me, they're the most important things at this moment in time. And we'll start to see how our team shapes up game by game, day by day.